And you are set.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Really excited to have you. I'm Wendy, and I'm on behalf of Chrissy and Morgan and whoever else may have. It just said Wendy left. Oh, that must have been me on the iPad. Um, and whoever else may have sent you the invite. Thanks so much for being here, spending a little bit of time with us this evening. We really wanted to talk about, healthy moms and families. That's the whole subject of this, and how can we be healthier and better moms? And we're always striving to do that, right? One of the things that as moms we always get caught up on is multitasking. We're multitaskers and we're constantly doing things for other people, and we're often the last person that we take care of, which ends up hurting everybody involved, our kids, our husbands, our friends. Nobody's getting the best of us. So that's really where I was before I started with Isagenix. I was neglecting some of the things I thought I was taking care of, but I really wasn't, and I didn't realize that until kind of that cloud lifted. I was an exhausted mom working 40, 50 hours a week and trying to make everything with my kids and at home and with my husband perfect, and it just wasn't working. So I was exhausted. I would snap at all of them, at the people that I love the most. So it was really a really big change once I started using Isagenix and getting the best nutrition into my body. And it's just made a huge difference. And it may be that thing that you didn't even know you needed. Um, if and when you ever do try it, do jump on board with us. And my husband tried it with me. He ended up sleeping better. That was one of the things that he tried it for, was really for sleep. He is an insomniac, always has been. So that was a great blessing for us, that he was sleeping more, and he lost some weight along the way. So it's been a really great experience. We started about a year ago, just under a year long. But I don't see an end anywhere in the future, really. So it just wanted to share that, and it's something that I want for all of the moms in my life to feel this great, and be able to share it with their families. So from there, I am going to pass it over to Miss Chrissy. She's going to briefly do a run through of the products and tell us her story and how she started using Isagenix.
Thanks, Wendy. I agree with everything you say. I was there as well. I'm still there. I'm still fighting. I want to share my story with you guys real quick. Some of you may know my story. For people that don't know me, I'll share it real quick before I go into the. Actually got introduced to Isagenix about 7 years ago by my GI doctor. I was having some upper GI issues, and she brought it to my attention that I need to have a more alkalized diet, and then Isagenix might help me. So the two things that kind of drew me initially to Isagenix was, one, to help me with the symptoms I was having, and then also the weight loss. Even though I had no weight to be lost, but I had a wedding in 6 months, and who wouldn't want to lose weight before their wedding and look great? So I tried it, absolutely loved it, and I also used it to enhance my athletic performance. Then I got pregnant, and I had sweet little Miss Sophia, nursed her, and she was also having upper GI issues. So the pediatrician recommended me to go on a dairy-free diet. Back then, Isagenix did not have the, which I wish they would have had. So I almost actually gave up Isagenix. And when Sophia turned 2, I had one of those moments while I was in the bathroom alone by myself, about to cry hard. I just did not feel like myself inside and out. I was very frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed out to the max, exhausted, and I had a muffin top, and I've never had a muffin top in my whole entire life. And at that moment, I knew something had to change, and I couldn't continue on this woe is me path. And really, the thoughts that were going through my head scared the heck out of me. So I let Isagenix back into my life. And within 2 weeks, I noticed that my mental clarity was so great, and I was witty with my comebacks, and I was more creative at work, and I had finally lost awesome. So as you can see in my story, I've used Isagenix throughout different parts of my life to meet those different goals of mine. Isagenix offers 4 key solutions, one being healthy weight loss, energy, performance, and then healthy aging. And within all those 4 solutions, they address 3 key issues that we're all dealing with, even people who look healthy on the outside. The first one is the nutritional deficiency. Our food is depleted of the nutrition that we had 50, 60 years ago. And so people are having a hard time getting the nutrition that they need just by food alone. It's no wonder why we feel so depleted and tired nowadays. The second one is toxicity. Toxics are in our air, in our food, in our water. Bodies have a hard time or can't break down those particles. And so that's why we can't lose those stubborn pounds that we have. The last one is stress. And as moms, we know what stress is. We're on call 24/7. We don't get a break. So we know what stress is, and we know that it's not good for us. And, you know, we hear all the talks of how we're supposed to deal with stress and meditate. And you just think to yourself, who has time to do all these things? So I think that actually sums up the product itself. You know, the one thing that I do want to mention is I love the easiness of Isagenix. I love that it's easy, and I don't have to worry about calorie counting, worry about the nutrition that I'm taking, and it's so easy to pack when I'm traveling. They've got great protein bars and great individual packaged protein shakes. For example, actually last weekend, Sophie and I went up to Cottonwood and we stopped at McDonald's. I got her a Happy Meal, and I went over to the pop machine, filled up my little blender ball bottle with ice and water, put my protein shake in there, and drank my shake while she ate her Happy Meal. And I actually was not tempted to steal her French fries. And then afterwards, I went in the bathroom, cleaned it up, and then on the road we went again. So it was great. I think that's all I had to say about that. So with further ado, I'd actually like to turn it over to Morgan and talk a little bit about the financial opportunity that Isagenix also has to offer.
Yes. So honestly, when I first started with Isagenix, I had told my friend I would never be interested in the business side of it. I just wanted to start for myself and for the products. And right before I called my friend up, I was kind of at my breaking point. I was going through 2 pots of coffee a day just to keep up with my 4 kids, you know, and I was always tired between the stress and everything else going on in life, you know, that we all have. I was just exhausted by the end of the day. And what ended up being my most dreaded question was, Mom, will you come play with us? And the only reason I dreaded it was because I was so tired by that time of day. And I knew that I couldn't give my best to my kids if I was always tired. So called up a friend, told them that I was tired of being tired, and I knew that they had some solutions that could help me. So that's how I got started with Isagenix. And my husband likes to call me a product evangelist, because once I find something that I love, I just end up telling everybody about it. And I get excited about certain things. You know, you need a mascara. I know the best one out there. You're looking for some new shoes. Oh, you'll never believe the great pair that I just found, and they're on sale. So it just comes natural that I would share stuff. But when we were first talking about the business side of it, I thought, I'm not a salesperson. That's not me. I just want to use it. But within a few days, I was noticing a change. And within that first week of really using products, other people were starting to take note of this. And so, you know, I'm excited about just the changes that are happening. So I started sharing with them what I was going through, the differences that I was seeing. And you just saw in their eyes, they're like, I need that too. And so for someone who never intended on doing any type of business, I kind of found myself stumbling into it just because I was so excited to help my friends, find the solutions that they were looking for, whether it was energy or weight loss, or they just needed, they wanted more for their workouts. So that's kind of how I started off with the business opportunity. But it became so much more to me because it became a huge blessing to our family. And I know as moms, we love being able to give into our families, take some of the burden off of our husbands financially. We want to be able to, enjoy life activities with our kids. And so that was one of the things that I found, even just in having that little bit of extra, it made a big difference for our family. And it makes a big difference for a lot of the moms that I've talked with. So maybe it's paying a couple of bills, or it's adding a little more to their retirement. It's taking care of, just little bits at a time, or even bigger. I know for me, it was really fun just to be able to take my kids to Chuck E. Cheese once a week. And if you've ever taken 4 kids to Chuck E. Cheese, it gets real expensive real fast. But that was just something that brought me joy, to be able to do something like that for them. We went on vacation, and I was able to add in extra activities because, it wasn't a tight budget for the vacation. It was just, hey, what? Pocketing away, and we could go and do something really fun. And I've been so grateful for the business opportunity that has really been presented, because it's a way for me not just to bless, not that only does it bless me, but it really is a way for me to bless my family. It allows my friends to do the same thing with their kids, which is such a joy to see families flourishing and enjoying just life together without the financial stress or burden that even just a trip to the zoo can, add into a family. So for some of my friends, it's paying, it's like getting free groceries because they like getting their products paid for. And so for them, it's like, hey, it's, I'm eating free for almost, a rate. And yeah, for the business opportunity that I never, imagined doing, it's been a huge, huge impact in my life. And I love that no matter how much you want to do with it, the possibilities are endless. You can go big, you can go small, you can do just about anything that you really want to with the business side. So, and Christy, I know you're doing some pretty amazing things with the business to bless your family, right? You want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Sure. I actually, like I said, I've been on the product for almost 7 years now, and I just started the business last August when my husband decided to quit his job and go back to school and become a full-time student to become an accountant. I wanted to have a little bit of income, pay at least a bill or wouldn't have to worry. And I thought, well, if I could at least pay for my Isagenix products, that would be one bill I wouldn't have to worry about, or I wouldn't have to give up, And I can continue on working on my health and wellness goals, which were very important to me. I've also just signed up, used that money to sign up for the Tucson Full Marathon here in Tucson. And I purchased brand new running shoes. So I'm very excited for that as well. I know it's been a very good blessing to our family. And like Morgan has said, I actually have used it to go take my family out to dinner, my mom and my dad, my little daughter, and my husband. So it's been great. So before we close today, I like to leave one last thought with everybody, or one lesson learned that I've learned. And I know as women and mothers, we like to give and put other people first, and to do something for ourselves if we feel very guilty. And I want to say, don't feel guilty. It has been a hard lesson learned for me, because I'm one of those people that I have that thinking of, I'm a strong, independent woman, that I can do everything and anything by myself. I don't need help. But I've quickly learned with children, you need to ask for help. And I've also learned that, your health is your foundation, and you have to have a strong foundation. I've learned that in design school, that if you have a good foundation, you have a great building. Or another example or analogy that I love to tell is, if you've ever flown recently, when they're going over the safety instructions, just in case of an emergency, before you help others. It's the same concept. You have to help yourself first before you can help others. So don't feel guilty if you need to ask someone that you trust, your loved one, your parents, or neighbor, whoever you trust, to take the kids for a half hour or an hour so you can take a nap, or even just alone time. We need our alone time, and sometimes that's very rare to get. And I cherish every little alone time, quiet time that I get when I know she's safely tucked into her bed, you know. And I know that I need to sleep and eat healthy, and I can be that super mom that can do everything. And people are asking me, how do you do it all? And I'm more patient, and I can tell when I don't get sleep or I don't exercise. I am completely the opposite. I am basically that psycho-emotional mom that you don't want to be around, because I'm very impatient and I snap at anything. And I'm sure we all can relate to that. So before we close and say goodbye to everyone, does anyone else have anything else to add?
No, I think you guys covered it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, and thank you for everyone for joining in. I greatly appreciate your time out of your hectic, busy lives, and we will talk to you later then. Thank you, everyone.